Hey, what's up everybody? It's Brian here, and I'm going to be doing something a little bit different. I'm going to be doing a gameplay of Turmoil. This game has really intrigued me lately. I've seen some people play it, and I've just become obsessed with it. I just really like the idea of this game, and I started trying to find if there's some version of it on my phone. So if you know anybody or know of any game on your phone that's kind of like Turmoil, go ahead and link it down to me in the comments below, or just let me know, because that'd be very much appreciated. Let's go ahead and get started with the game. We're actually going to start a new campaign, and I've actually already played through. We're just going to play as Joshua. I've already played through this. I know a little bit, but I'm not very good. So, I just want you guys to know that before we go ahead and get started today. So it's just Mayor talking, let's get worked, and just going to show us the basics for today. So I'm going to be playing the tutorial just for people that don't already know how to play. That way, if they've just heard about it, they can also kind of learn how to play. I can help them out a little bit. So you want to hire a dowser. You just want to put them down. You can put them down anywhere, and they basically look for oil. And later on in the game, you can do some upgrades that make them go down farther, that make them find them faster. But at the beginning of the game, they're a little bit slow. So you want to put down this oil rig, and then basically just drag down this pipe. We'll go through. And also a little bit farther in the game, you do actually get a speed button, or you can speed it up. That way you don't gotta wait as long. Then you press W, and you get a guy with a wagon with an oil drum in the back. That way he can take it from the rig over to the left ink. And they will be adding red ink a little bit later, but then and you can see it currently shows the price of it. That way you know whether or not you should buy, or excuse me, whether or not you should sell it or not. Or you can sell it to red ink, or you can sell it, just not sell it at all and keep it in a silo. That way you can wait for those prices to jump up. $1,300 cash, and then once we do that, we can go ahead and get on to the next mission. Alright, let's go ahead and head back into town. Made about $1,400 profit, which is always nice. Alright, then from here you can see the summary, how much you started with, your earnings, your spendings, and the profit. Graphs, there's not going to be a graph yet. You'll get an earnings showing you how much of just great details and just information. Shows you what you spend everything on, and then just a screenshot of what happened at the end there. Go ahead and get out of that. And for the real work, go to world map. And this is the world map. So you got this first piece of land, which is just basically some grasslands, and then you move on to the desert where you meet rock and diamonds. Over here you'll get gas, which you can use to either push up the oil out of the ground, or you can also use it and put it into one of the left or right inks. That way you can very easily push up the prices of the oil to 50, which is a lot. And then up here, I don't really remember up here too much. It's basically like a lot of the combination of everything else. And then basically just talking about the people. And he's just telling us that the first piece of land is on him. But otherwise, from here on, you'll have to spend $2,000, or you can bid for a piece of property, spending $2 grand, $3 grand, you know, up and up as much as basically you keep bidding back and forth. But I would suggest not going too high. And then you can always buy a loan from the bank in case you're running low on money. You take 2 grand with you every time you go, so we're going to go ahead and get on with this. So, we want to go ahead and hire a few dowsers and get this rig kind of ready. That way, as soon as they find some oil, we could easily, really easily, just place it down and get to pulling up that oil. Go ahead and now, unfortunately, you never know exactly how far they are down, so sometimes you get really lucky and get it perfectly. Sometimes you have to go really, really far down. You never really know. Luckily for me, I got it really, really well. So since Left Ink isn't selling at too high of a price right now, we're just going to place down the silo. And come over to talk. They will fluctuate heavily, keep a close eye on it. That's one of the hardest things of this game that I found, is keeping an eye on those oil prices and making sure they are adequate enough for you to sell to them. Which is always, because you're always busy doing something else, and then you look up and then you're selling for 50 cents less than the other one, which is always a pain. So let's go ahead and hire a couple of these, and this first one only goes until March 31st, and then it goes to June 31st, and then for the remainder of the game it goes to December 31st. So the first couple of rounds of this game, you're not really getting a lot of money. You don't really have the chance to make a lot of money. But once you start getting, you have that whole year seasons, you have the possibility to make a lot of money, especially if you know what you're doing. If you don't really know, like me, then you make a decent amount of money, but not a lot. I was going through the achievements, and you can make over $1 million in this game. You can do really, really good things in this game if you're good at it anyway. Alright, and it's at $1.10 now, so definitely want to start selling that. That's a really great price, so we're going to start selling. And we don't have the fast forward button yet. And right at the beginning of this game, it's very kind of slow. Kind of got to work into it, and then as you can see, the prices are going down. But it's kind of slow. But once you get a little bit farther into the game, you're doing multiple things at once, not just kind of sitting here letting it do its thing, and then you just get so overwhelmed that you end up doing something stupid or making a bad mistake, and it'll cost you lots and lots of money. Alright, here we're about to stop selling. After this one, we'll go ahead and stop. That way we can wait for it to go back up a little bit. Alright, we're just going to let them pour all that oil into the silo and wait for it to go back up. Alright, we're at the end of the month here, so we're on the last month, which goes by really quickly, and the prices still aren't looking very much better. So what I'm guessing is that we're going to have to really quickly get a whole bunch of that oil and sell it. Luckily, we're really close to it, so it's not too big of a deal. But we're still really going to want to start selling. So I'm going to start selling now, actually, because it kind of looks like it just stopped. So we're going to start selling now. That way, they have enough time to sell a good portion of it. That way, we can make some money out of today. Because right now, we're only at 17, which is not good. So we want to sell as much of this as we can. And later in the game, you can upgrade the capacity of your wagons, upgrade the speed of them, upgrade it a lot more. So it's a lot faster. It's a lot more intense. And early in the game, it's extremely hard, if not impossible, to get all the oil out of the ground and sold. So basically, just kind of do as good as you can. And it kind of sucks because these are, as you can see, some pretty good sized nodes right here, like especially this one. So it looks like we made about a little over 2,500, which is pretty dang good if I don't say myself. Alright, here's a little bit more with graphs. So you're going to just show profit, left price, spendings, earnings, money, spillage, supply. Lots of information there. Looks like we sold at about 94 cents per barrel, which isn't too good. but it is also a lot harder at the beginning of the game. You just kind of have to just take what they give you and just go with it. And you show spending, spent most on wagons, and then show a screenshot. Go ahead, and it looks like she went out almost $200 in the red, $500 in the red, $26. So even though it didn't look like we were making that much, $2,500, it's a lot better than what's going on with them. Alright, and here's Fred. He's from Gears and Bolts, and he has some upgrades where you can upgrade the width. That way you can make the pipes bigger, that way they can suck out more oil, which a lot of the time can lead to spilling and spilling fines. Size 2 increases the silo size. Branch 2 lets you build more joints off of the rig and off of just the other pipes in general. And Timer 2 decreases the chance of your oil to spill. So what I'm going to do right away is go ahead and get this width too. I really like making my pipes a little bit bigger, that way I can get more out of it. Just go ahead and click research. Alright, go ahead and just stay with that for now. Go ahead and go to land auction. And then you can see these numbers, and each one of those circles and the different colors but represent each of the players. So Ricardo is blue. Joshua, which is me, is more of the yellow brownish gross looking color. But never mind that. But what these numbers mean is how good of a land you have. So the higher the better. Around 35 and up is pretty good. You can get up to around 50 and 60, which is really good. Anything lower than 30 isn't so good. At the beginning of the game where you don't have lots of upgrades, it's okay. But later in the game, when you have all these upgrades and you can get all the oil out of the ground, you can get it all out really quickly, but then there's not enough to make very good profit. So we're just going to go, since we don't really know where any of the good ones are, we're just going to go randomly over here for $1,000. And usually at the beginning, no one's really doing any bidding wars. Alright, let's go ahead and go back outside. Looks like they bought a couple upgrades themselves. And let's go ahead and go digging. Oh, he's going to come out and tell us some information. So now they can run between now and June 30th. Alright. Oh, he's going to... Oh, and now we have writing. So now since writing is a little bit more, we can sell it to them to make a little bit more money. Or if they're both not doing so good, the silo, as you saw in the last one. Let's put another one down and get that rig ready. Alright, it looks like they both found some. We're gonna go over here, since it's closer to left ink. It's always nice to be close to the left or the right, that way it's just easier to get there, especially when you're running a little bit slow. That way you can actually get it out. And it looks like we haven't found it yet, so I'm gonna go ahead and go down a little bit more. Oh, there it is. So what we're gonna do is hire some wagons. Looks like left ink is starting off stronger, so we're gonna go ahead and go there. And we're gonna go ahead and get another rig for this one, since we do go a little bit longer. Where before it wasn't really worth it because it would just take way too much time. And now since we have more time, quite easier to build more rigs and to get all the oil out without just wasting all your money. And if low on cash, you can go up here to the finance and get some loans at $500 a piece. But you're not limited to 500. You can keep going more and more. They're just $500 at a time. So let's go ahead and continue. And I usually go about 2 per rig, but if you start adding extra joints to it, you might want to add a few more. I usually try to go 2 per pipeline, so 2 one of these. So if I had another one going off, add an extra 2. That way they can keep up and you won't get into spillage fine. It looks like right ink is still doing, left ink is still doing really good. Not the best prices, but a lot better than right ink. So we'll just go ahead and see how this goes. And it is looking like the rig on the right has a good size node, and I wouldn't really do this. I would usually just wait. But I'm gonna go ahead and increase the size, that way you guys can see what it does. I'm gonna get a couple wagons ready and put them over there, and go ahead and increase the size, which does cost money. So it's about to just start coming out extremely fast. You can just see it rising right there, where this one is rising super slowly if you don't have enough wagons to support it. And look at that. Just like I said earlier, they change, and then all of a sudden here's losing 30-40 cents. And you can see this node going down a lot quicker now. I might need to add a few more wagons to make sure that this does not spill over. And that $1.30 price is still looking mighty fine to me. And there's probably enough oil in these just 2 nodes to last until the end of the season. There's no really need to hire more dowsers at this point, because we're not going to be able to get very much oil out of it at all. So what's the point? You're just going to end up wasting a lot more money. It's better to stay a little bit more conservative and just get as much out of these 2 that you can. That way you're not wasting a lot of money on rigs and pipes and more wagons and everything, and risk spillage fines because wagons can't keep up with it. This way we're just making a nice steady profit. It does look like left ink is going up. I was going to put a silo down, but it does look like it's going up rather quickly. I usually try to sell around 80 cents or so. And as you can see over there, we're most likely going to get a spillage fine. Oh, got a spillage fine. And he's just letting you know how to fix that. That's my fault. I wasn't watching and I was a little bit occupied. Well, that's alright. It's not too bad at the beginning of the game, but towards the end of the game, there's a little bit of spillage. Can take a lot. Apparently I had more wagons than I thought, and they're just holding them around. My bad. Well, it looks like that right one is about out. I really wish I could see how much was left in this one. That way I could actually know if I need to increase the pipe size, or if I should just leave it. And one thing you can do a little bit later, once you've actually got a full year to work with, come down here, you can click stop level, and if you stop it several months ahead of December, you actually get a little bit of money back, depending on how far away you've stopped it. So if you stop it in December, you're not going to get anything back. If you stop in November, it's usually around 200, and then they just slowly increase in amount the farther and farther you go back. Alright, and it's staying at a really nice steady price, but as you can see, it's starting to go down, and rather quickly. But we are at the end of the month, which is a good thing. And it looks like we're gonna rack in around 10,000, which is not too shabby. I'm going to increase this pipe size just because I want to get all of it out. That way not all the wagons are just sitting around and doing nothing anymore. That way they can start doing something great. There we go, they're all filling up. I'm not going to be able to get all of it out, or sell all of it for that matter, but we are going to be able to make a little bit more. And it's actually running dry. We might actually get all of it out. So it looks like we're getting all of it out, and we're going to be able to hopefully sell all of it. Now, there's most likely other oil nodes in the ground, but out of the 2 that we do have, it looks like we're going to be able to at least get all of it out. And look at the size of that one. Look at that. Look how big that was. Wow. And as you can see, I got a spillage fine of about $500 for that little tiny bit. So you really want to keep the spillage fines to a minimum. Alright, so they're starting to do a little bit better now, and if I go over here to land auction, you can see how well we did. So I had a 43, Daisy had a 41, Blanche had a 43, and Ricardo had a pretty nice 51. So we're probably going to go over in this area this time. See, going to do a little bit of bidding. See if anyone bids over me. Nope. Now everybody huddles around there because it's most likely some good land over there. Now if we look over here, we can do some other upgrades too. You can get a scanner where you can basically do exactly as it says, just scan the ground to see what's there. That way you know exactly where to go or what to do. You can get moles that can dig for you, and they got these little triangles. That way you can see more into the ground, get faster speed for the dowsers, which is always nice, and better depth for them, which is also really nice. That way later in the game, because as the game progresses, it goes up and up and up, and more of the ground gets shown. And at the beginning, they can't really go that far. Once you start upgrading a little bit, they're able to see the full amount on the ground, which is really great. And then over here you'll be able to upgrade your wagons with speed and capacity. And then right here there's actually going to be a bar where you can get some special stuff like pay a certain amount, and left or right ink will keep theirs at a certain price. And you can, if you choose that, then they stay at a certain price, and you can sell it at that the whole game, or use that to your advantage. Or you can get no spillage fines, or get certain percent off of interest for if you take a loan during the game. But I think that's gonna do it for this one. I don't want to make them super long, so we're gonna go ahead and cut it here. I just want to say that I will be playing this all the way until the end. I just want to say thank you guys for watching this video, and if you like it, hit like. Let me know what you like. Let me know what you don't like. And if you have any suggestions for how to play this game or other games like this, go ahead and just leave it in the comments below. Greatly appreciated. I just want to say again, this has been Brian, and have a great day. Bye.